Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So these few days, I'm really busy receiving a lot of messages from our Wing Chuners friends from Europe, from US, from all around the world, asking me about the force flow, snake engine, and chi stuff. Because it related to some of my ex-students. And so it is good that in today's technology I can clarify this. So everybody can see, you see what you get what you see from me, direct, okay? Doesn't have to listen to other people. And with all this thing flying around, I want to tell you one thing, which is really serious. Okay, which is it happened in the Chinese history. And the bottom line is this: those who lie about what the teacher teach them, the Sifu teach them, and those who badmouth their teacher have no accomplishment. This is in the Chinese history, be it in the Zen, martial art, and so forth. It is all over again and again. One can see this kinds of result. And you can see people who jump from one teacher to the other teacher and then always talk bad about the old teacher with the new teacher, and then it go around and so forth, and then lie about what the teacher teaching them. Of course they get kicked out, right? Those people have no root. They cannot cultivate. Okay? In Chinese, this is called qi shi mie zu, meaning that bully the Sifu and destroy the ancestor. Okay? When I study Zen and so forth, Qigong and so forth with teacher, the practice is we don't do that. Why? Because it is like the teacher is like the root. You know, like we don't even have to talk about the Chinese system. Let's say we go to the university. If you respect the teacher, appreciate the teacher, you're going to learn a lot. But if you don't, you're keeping bad mouth, keeping whining and cheating about what the teacher said and so forth, you're going to learn nothing. Okay? Even for the professor. Like I have a good professor in Iowa State University, Professor Nielsen, okay, in electrical engineering. Because I respect him a lot, I appreciate his teaching, he always helping me. So end of the day, I learn a lot of things. Okay? So that's what it is. It disregard, it is China, it is Zen, it is Buddhism, it is whatever. It is that way. One need to root on the teacher. Like in engineering, electrical engineering, I have to root in Professor Nielsen and Professor Brockman. Otherwise, I have nothing. Well, I can keep saying I'm better than Nielsen, I can be better than Brockman, I'm in Silicon Valley, but that's not the point. Okay? The point is you got to be appreciate who taught you, you root there, and then you can grow. Can teacher be wrong? Sure. But you don't cheat about what they taught you. You don't go out and say, oh, that guy is not as good as me. Okay? I don't say, oh, Professor Nielsen is not as good as me, or Professor Brockman is not as good as me. It's a different thing, okay? So the attitude in Chinese martial art is always like that, especially those who practice meditations. If you have one tiny slight going sideways on the guru or your teacher, you catch problem in your meditations, especially in Qigong training. You're playing smart ass, you're going to cause problem. Okay? So this is very important. Choose a good teacher. He doesn't have to be perfect. Follow, study, and then you can expand. But never badmouth the teacher and never lie about what the teacher helped you. Okay? Because what you give up is kind of come around. Okay? And the most important thing is one do not have root. Because the Kung Fu, the root of the Kung Fu, right, the root chakra of the Kung Fu is in the teacher. Okay? You damage that root, you're not going to grow. That's, you want to talk about energy. That is what energy is about. Okay? I cannot learn electrical engineering if I every day badmouth Nielsen, badmouth Bob Brockman. No way. Okay? So this has to be paid really careful. No, it seems that this is not important for most people because they are just making money with the or entertainment with Wing Chun. But if you serious want to really have developed Kung Fu, this is extremely important. Okay. Now we talk about Qi. Let me tell you, most people doesn't know what is Qi about. They call it Qi Gong, Qi Gong, Qi Gong, but they have no idea what it is, and they will tell you mind, body, energy. Okay? But they have no idea what it is. Why I'm saying so? It's very simple. Qi Gong, okay, the practice of Qi, is like the semiconductor physics, the solid state physics. It has different energy band, so it has different state, S-T-A-T-E, state. So you have energy band here, energy, okay. There are actually gap there. If you do not have energy, you cannot reach to another band. That is physics, okay. Now, whenever one talk about Qi Gong, we can actually screen their physical, their mind, their breathing, to know whether they have it or they don't have it. Qi Gong is not just for BSing talking, okay? It can be checked because, as what I said, it is the energy band stuff, okay? Now, let me explain to you the different state of the breathing and mind that one need to understand, to know, and to be able to enter in order to practice Qi Gong. If you don't know this state, forget about it. What are you doing? Okay? It's like you want to play with solid state physics and have no idea what is the energy band gap, those kind of stuff. Okay? It is physics. I'm not kidding. Okay? Yes, even Buddhism stuff is a lot of things physics. Okay? So let me carry you through this. You don't often see this in the West, and I'm going to tell you this. Without this, you're not going to get anywhere. Even you get somewhere, it's unstable. You cannot handle the technology, the state. Okay? Now, here. This is the character Qi. Okay? In Chinese. So this is Qi Gong. And this Qi, character Qi, sometimes mean this, sometimes mean this. Okay? Now, when it means energy, this is energy. And this word is actually means no fire. No fire meaning that at this state, the mental state, in order to handle or in order to be able to handle the energy, is the state of no thought. Fire is thought or mind in Chinese. So there is the state of no mind that's called Qi. Okay? That's why if you look at the Chinese who train Qi Gong, they say you need to enter into Qi Gong Tai. Okay? Or Ru Jing. Qi Gong Tai meaning the state of Qi Gong. Ru Jing is enter into silence. That is referred to this. Okay? When you are silent, you don't use your thought, you rest your thought. That's why they call Xing An Shen, meaning that you rest your thought, you settle your Shen. This is the state required to practice Qigong, to practice the handling of the energy. Okay? Now, so the handling energy, you have our battery, you have the charging of the energy and the circulation. Just two parts of it. Okay? And then need techniques and so forth. However, this is the basic. So it means that if you want to get into this energy state, you better have a mind which is quiet, settled and quiet. Okay? In the mind element, in other words, at least you have to be able to settle your mind, and then you can get into the silent state. Otherwise, forget about Qigong. Okay? It's just BS. Okay? Just talk. The second thing is breathing, because breathing is very important in Qigong. Thus, there are four states in breathing. And this is actually based on the Buddhism's Anapanasati. Okay? The first is called Chuan, panting. Like when you breathing really difficult to breathe, like it's stuck here, stuck there. The second is wind breathing, Feng. So what does this mean? One is that in one case, Feng is when one is do not have that stuck feeling in the breathing. However, it makes noise, even though the breathing is long and smoother without stuck, but it gives out noise. Another one is it doesn't give up noise and it still be very coarse. So this is the Feng, okay? The state of Feng in breathing. The third is the state of Qi. The state of Qi is actually one step advanced than the Feng. At this state is like the breathing per minute naturally drop under 6, and it go lower and lower. The breathing is really fine, really smooth. That is the state here. And the fourth state, C, is meaning that this external breathing stop. Okay? Now, this is the state of breathing. If you go see your instructor or anybody, if he breathes really hard, like stuck, he's Chuan. If you hear his breathing, even he say he have a lower abs breathing, but it is noisy, of course, it is Feng. Today, most of the people is doing this Feng. They thought they are training Qigong, but no, they are this Feng. Really, training Qigong has come to this state, okay? Meaning that the breathing repetition going down naturally is really fine. The state. And the state actually is related to this state, no mind state, okay? So when people say the body is loose, the mind is quiet, the breathing is natural, it is referred to the state. Okay, it's this state. Okay? Now, C is in a deep meditative state. It is a samadhi state. Enter into the samadhi state already. Okay? Usual Qigong need to be in the state. Okay? And the issue here, how well one can enter this state, how long one can reside in this state, and how long one can get out, how long one need to get out from this state. All this is a concern here. Okay? And usually the most concern is, can one get into the state? And then the next concern is how long can you get into the state, stay in this state. Only within this state, one is called one practice Qigong. Okay? So in Xiu Lim Tao form, one have to get into this state. If one say, well, I have internal art of Xiu Lim Tao. Otherwise, it is BS. Okay? If one do not understand what I explained to you here today, he have no idea what Qigong means. Thus, if you don't understand this technical stuff, how can you enter it? How can you really practice it within the state? So it's like the energy state. Okay, energy band, you go by one band to the other band. Okay, or sometimes you just stay in certain band. Sometimes you cannot stay and you come back. Okay? That is what Qigong is about. Don't get into some mysterious magic spirit. You want to talk energy, talk quantum physics, talk solid state physics. That's how it is. The mind, body, energy, meaning get into state. Can one get exactly anytime, instantly? How long one can stay there? And then how is one going to practice that? Is that to charge the body up or to circulate the body? Okay? So that's Qigong. That's the bottom basic of the Qigong. So you hear from me, this is what it is. It is not that easy to get into the quiet state. It is not that easy to get into the Qi breathing, the third state of the breathing, the Qi state. It's not. You need a teacher. Okay? And looking at the people, when their shoulder blade stuck, when their hips stuck, when their body is stuck, you look at them and say, okay, you say you practice Qigong, I am not going to say more. Because the signature already tell one, what is one doing? Okay? As the Heart Sutra say, the mind is no different than the form is no different than emptiness, all is one. You can see one from the other. Okay? So, as for the force flow, it got nothing to do with this Qi. Got nothing to do with this. And also, a newborn baby will have a lot of good Qi because, see, the newborn baby, they sleep a lot, grow a lot. That is Qigong. They enter in that state, their body. Okay? So this is to clarify Qigong. What is Qigong for you? Nothing mysterious. Physical, energy. And when we talk energy, we want to use physics. Okay? Not some kinds of spiritual, all those kind of stuff. So this is for you today. Hopefully this solve your issue on understanding what is Qigong. Don't get cheated or lie from those who never really practice anything, but using terms, empty words. Okay?